I absolutely can, and then just, well, that's it. That's enough for me.
I feel sad, man. Only 2 minutes.
Yep,
really?
that's all I got in me, man.
I feel sad, man.
Don't worry, at least I have the height.
At least you got the person, but yeah.
Well, that too,
no,
but I've got the height.
restrained.
I don't 25 seconds left on the clock. Onyx PH currently 1-0 against RSG. I feel like the adjustments are more in-game than the draft itself. However, for Onyx side, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now realizing that, okay, Novaria, like somebody on the side of RSG MY can play Novaria, they might want to consider it banned, or unless they've already thought of the counter pick way before the turn.
To be honest, I feel like this is a great time to actually experiment. What I mean by experimenting, why I feel it is a great time to experiment for Onyx PH is that they can't afford to lose one game. So in this case, was Novaria a big threat? I felt like they are very uncomfortable playing it. They still found a solution to winning the game, but I don't think mentally they would be put in this situation to actually play a very similar composition again, because of the fact that it is mentally taxing and you are going to be forced to play more games. So I would say there's two ways to do it. One, ban it off, play something standard with the game, or test yourself, go for the gamble, play the Nora themselves, lose this game. It's okay. It's not losing the series. Win game 3.
I think that Onyx PH, if they have the opportunity to try out the Novaria, I wouldn't be too surprised if Chovy was like, after seeing Izanami's performance, he's like, man, he beat me in damage? That's kind of crazy. I thought Chovy was already playing an outstanding game, but then you look at the numbers that Izanami was pumping out, and it's just like, man, he's not even interacting in half of these fights. He's shooting one ability, and then he's just backing up.
Yeah, but at the same time, Chovy has, you know, he's playing a Valentina, right? He's been playing a lot of us. I think, especially in the early game, the stolen Way of the Dragon coming from him pretty much set up a lot of his fights as well, actually winning one of PH's early game. So I guess that's a difference in approach in terms of main style. He's more of the playmaker to understand in the game, and then, you know, we have Izanami just chipping away from from far behind. So I guess it's just two different play styles all in together.
I wouldn't put it past Chovy, though. I really wouldn't put it past him. RSG now on their final ban in the first phase. So far, we're seeing the Wanwan, the Farmis, Fanny, Joy, and as well as the Eve. Actually looks kind of similar to what RSG MY was doing in game number 1.
Do they ban the Novaria, or do they ban the glue? Because I feel like I felt like Repo played a pretty decent glue, but the nerfs did hurt the glue a lot.
I don't think it's the nerfs. I think Onyx PH micro-wise are really disgusting.
Okay.
I mean, they layered their CC, and they did it consistently. Like, I think there was 6 different occasions, three times that they've stopped Nate going for the Way of the Dragon because they layered CC, 2 times against Ripple when he was trying to go into the split form and escape.
Yep, in this case,
they don't ban it out. Huh.
Yeah, they don't ban it. So I don't think Onyx PH was prioritize it. Yeah, they don't. They actually prioritize the Valentina once again. So RGMY still can get the glue once again for Repo. Do they want to pick it up again, or do they pick the Terista instead? Because so far, Onyx PH, they have already found a way to deal with it. Repo was struggling with this play as well. Terista was extremely annoying cutting the back lines. Once Terista's penalty zone is on you, there's pretty much no way you're gonna get up.
Flicker.
Well, technically, technically they are, but then it's just major commitments if you think about it, right?
It is a major commitment. I would agree with you in that sense, but looking at how the draft could potentially go, right? Onyx PH with this Valentina pick, I think it's clear to them that they don't think that highly of Novaria, because the simple counterplay is don't get hit by the skill shot, man. Just sidestep. It's literally not that hard.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done,
like,
sure.
Like, imagine if this guy has like a 100% hit rate on Novaria's skill shot. I don't think you can, you know,
there's no way you can get 100%.
Eventually, someone's gotta reach a level.
More like eventually Novaria has to check a bush. Instantly, it's considered a miss. Like, what are you gonna do about it, right? True. Like, there's no way to calculate the intent of a player to hit somebody, right? There's no way. No metric really solidifies that. Man, I don't understand. What's up with MY teams not wanting to go for Kaja? It's really starting to rub me the wrong way.
Well, you know, I think RSG and MY, they're just sick of it.
They're the ones that's sick of it?
No, they're sick of Valentina. So I think they were just more focused on how to shut down Chovy with this Valentina, and that's why they brought in the Kufra to a certain degree. I don't think it's a major one, but I do see where you're coming from as well. Kaja is just so good in terms of value in all situations.
Yeah, but I think RSG MY I mean, Sensui has definitely left an impact here, right? When you look at a Farsa and a Kufra opening, you're just baiting your opponent to be like, lock in that link. As soon as you lock in that link, then it's basically game over for you. So RSG MY is still going to be able to pick up the glue on their side, and I think this will be a really good test to see whether or not glue is as sustainable as we would like to imagine, because the last time there was a lot of CC, let's just say that.
Yeah, and at the same time here, I feel like based on this second phase ban here, does RSG MY want to respect both the Hayabusa, Lancelot, or even Link? Either or, these three heroes is something that I think they might be traumatized from, or do they still want to lean on that direction? But as of now, RSG MY, they take the approach to actually make sure that Reaper wins his lane on XP lane instead.
Yep. They want to ease up that matchup, right? Because he was going toe-to-toe. Terizla was getting first move on him every single time. And I think, you know, as the dominant, one of the more dominant laners in terms of like tier list and power level, it's not acceptable. It really isn't. If they really want to take it a step further, they also ban out the Benedetta, which also affects their mid lane.
That's a little bit of a commitment if you think about it, because as of now, both junglers hasn't been picked yet, so I'm really surprised that RGMY is not taking in that direction, and ONIC PH is just say like, you know what, I can play any jungler, just ban off marksman, just force Lilius to play something that they can't play.
I think, look, I just think that it's counterintuitive.
Oh yeah, they go for the jungle ban.
I think that it's counterintuitive to be like, oh, I'm going to get rid, I'm baiting out this link, right? And technically you could say the same about baiting out the Benedetta. Anybody who has a dash is going to generally suffer with the Kufra on board, but it's just one guy. When you have multiple people who can come from different angles, it's a significant problem.
Wait a minute, I think I can see where RSGMI is setting up for.
They want ONIC PH to play link as well. Vendetta.
Paquito jungle.
Paquito jungle, that would be even worse.
I feel like RG and Y's Paquito, like, yeah, Paquito jungle doesn't necessarily win in terms of the macro aspect, but if Ling makes one wrong move, that's 3 combos in, you're dead.
Exactly.
I think that's the direction he's aiming for.
Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good here.
Do they go for the Paquito?
I think it's better to show your jungler rather than your marksman, because at this point, like, the marksmen generally haven't been touched that much.
I feel like Onyx PH is still going to lean on the Ling once again.
I mean,
they can just completely dodge it too.
I mean, honestly, they want them to take lane.
Okay. Are they going to go for it?
I mean, worst comes to worst, if they want to make sure that,
Mortis.
you know...
playing safe, pick the Mortis,
No, just pick up the link for yourself. At least you can start playing the map.
I haven't seen Zai play link before.
A very long time, right?
Like, most of the time, it's like Hayabusa,
Fanny,
Fanny, Lancelot. Wait, is Fanny open? No, it's not. It's bad. Not happening. Are they going to go for it?
They're pulling it all the way to the last the seconds here. Usually they're done by the 8th. Okay. They made a choice. They're going to go with the Brody.
Okay,
so they want to be able to punish this Kaja. All right, they're covering their bases here, and I respect that. ONIC PH is going to be locking in the Arlott and as well as the Akai.
Okay, so no Link, they bring in the Akai, but what surprises me is that Arlott completely ignored. This is... I did not expect this at all. Arlott completely ignored. Okay.
I think it's a pretty decent solution. I would prefer the Benedetta just a little bit more, but at least with the Arlott, you can like flicker forward, final slash, cancel out the...
You know, I like you keep bringing up the Benedetta. Could this be a Zayed Benedetta?
No way in hell. No way in hell. He's playing Lancelot.
Yeah, Lancelot is definitely a safer bet. Does he?
Lancelot or Martis? It really depends on him what he's
I don't think the Paquito is a good move right now, considering that they're not playing assassin for ONIC PH.
More like they've got Kaja
and
Lancelot. They've got Kaja, Akai, and they also have the Arlott. So like, come at us, come at us.
Okay. Oh, whoa!
Oh boy! All right.
It's
It's time for window abusing here. Zayed really's he's got a lot of work ahead of him.
I don't know if I'm happy that I got my predictions on the hero right, but I'm not too happy about this round.
It's rough. It really is rough. Like, RSG MY can get picked off so easily. They don't have the flexibility that ONIC PH actually has. So the timings and execution is going to be at an all-time high for their comp.
Oh, boy. They are definitely going to go all in with this play here. But ONIC PH, they pretty much set up the draft, playing something a little more standard, while RSGMY looking to wow us with their potential last performance here. But can they drag this out into game number 3? Because as of now, I'm excited to see whether or not RSGMY bounces back, because now they are at a stage where if they lose this match, they lose their chances to make it off to the next stage, while ONIC PH is looking to still qualify.
And ONIC PH has been looking very, very good, adjusting accordingly, not giving too much space to RSG MY, and hopefully they can repeat this again to get this clean 2-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be game 2 for RSG MY going up against ONIC PH, and ONIC PH currently on the blue side and RSG MY on the red side.
Yep, Zayed. Oh, they're starting on opposite sides of the map this time. Purple buff starts for Zayed and purple buff start for the Akai. So Akai wants to end up by the Litho Wanderer, but Zayed doesn't want that at all. He's just gonna walk into wait. ONIC PH are making a full move here. Look at Arla as well as Valentina.
This is interesting, but at the same time, I'm surprised that Kekido's got a very early level advantage as a Roma compared to Nate. This is something I did not expect as well, because RSG and why I wasn't expecting that they back off. They will give a little bit more control, but yeah, as of now, mid control is going to be the way to go for ONIC PH. We don't see a lot of emphasis on those gold laners yet, but they are sending a nade down bottom for RGMY, while ONIC PH is just hovering around.
For ONIC PH, they want to develop the lead for Sensui and then start, because he's going to path down to the gold lane anyways, right? So there's nothing really much for Beatrix to really do. Plus, you're up against a Brody, which is a very volatile lane.
Yeah, agreed. But at the same time, Master Assassin up on Zayed means that anyone who's going to be all by themselves is going to get completely one-shotted by Zayed. So in this case, ONIC PH, they're respecting this, but they have to be aware that Zayed is going to be looking to dictate the tempo for the game, while ONIC PH, all they gotta do is just play it safe, play it slow, wait for the Hakai's heavy spin up online, and this is where total contest is going to be a little bit more easier, I guess.
Yeah, no, this is where it gets really dangerous, right? Because again, both supports are in the mid lane trying to rush their level 4 by absorbing full EXP. And even if Zayed is going to start off this...
Oh boy, Repo, he's going to flicker away. He's going to find blue, split goes in. He is going to back off, but Nay, for the setup, he does connects on towards one. Here comes the Feather S-Right as well. They pull him back, and that's going to be third taken now. First blood in the hands of RSG MY. That's going to be turtle secured as well. Meanwhile, bottom lane, seems like they do pick off little deals for ONIC PH as a consolation prize.
Yep, nicely done by RSG MY, but I love the resource management coming in from ONIC PH, right? They know they don't necessarily have to invest all of their members by this neutral objective, and because of that, they were able to secure a kill on the Moliels, which means now the volatility of this lane has been broken. Nets has a very good opportunity to start just dominating from here on out.
Yeah, but it's interesting considering that Sensui actually opted to pick a fight against Repo rather than heavy spin into the turtle fight. But speaking of which, here is Izanami getting focused down as well, but he actually survived now. Counterplay with the Feather S-Right as well. Che flickers forward, tries to pick him up, but instead has no way out. So that's going to be RSGMY with a very, very good counterplay coming in, and it's not going to be over as well. Sensui forced a heavy spin relatively early. Meanwhile, RSGMY is going to get away with all these pickoffs.
Notice bottom side, we see the rotations coming up really soon here. Kakadu technically, he still has his ult. He's just waiting for an opportunity to find the right target, because let's keep in mind the damage dealers, right? Ideally, he needs Nets specifically, because he's the only one who can burst people down compared to everybody else on his team.
Agreed, and this is a problem coming from ONIC PH, right? They don't have this kind of early engagements. They have a lot of sustainabilities, but when it comes to pick-off potential, like you said as well, Nets is the only guy that has this kind of kill threat potential in early stage of the game, unless RGMY decides to overextend their stay, which, as we can see, Izanami was somehow able to actually get out in the prior engagement.
Yep. Oh, they're gonna... Okay.
Oh, okay.
No. They don't have to reveal everybody here. As long as Zayed doesn't show up on the map, I'm not sure whether that last minion spotted him out, but ONIC PH, right, if they recognize this, and if they did spot him out, they would not be sitting around this turtle. They would be sending their mid lane members down to the bot side.
I guess, but as of now, bottom turret is going to be open up as well. Repo does scout out this rotation coming from ONIC PH. They do know that they are all here to contest this. Meanwhile, Zayed is still not in a position to fight this yet. He is going to try and farm his way through, while RGMY is still very busy trying to pick up on the bottom fight. And look at this, they're actually committing on the mini-map onto his nets, and they don't even get any of those walls, so that's going to be easy turtle for ONIC PH instead.
Good choice coming in from RSGMY. This neutral objective doesn't really benefit them because their composition just require, most of their heroes require one item, and they already are relevant in these fights. Loliels is now unlocked from that bottom lane. Rippo now needs to clear that top side and go for the lane swap early rather than late.
Oh, nee. Trying to actually make a play. Seems like it's not going to connect, so that's going to be the disengage coming in from RSGMY. Meanwhile, this is going to be a KK dot. Does have the flicker. Is he going to go for the play? But no. Not going to be happening, but unless Zide says something as well, there's going to be a lot of punch coming in from Master Assassin. As soon as he scouts Shensui, he immediately backs off.
Yeah, they need to lane swap now. The timing is perfect. He's going to get pulled back. No. Not the worst in the world. It's fine. He flickers out of there. Gets the Feather Airstrike as well.
No way!
Zion protects him. Perfect. They lose basically nothing except for a Feathered Airstrike.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff coming in from RGMY. Because of this, Onyx PH, they are losing up so much space because as of now, Lolios, he makes it to the top safely. He's going to get a free wave from potentially a tier 1 as well because the rest of ONIC PH, they're not going to actually rotate in time. But as of now, Feather Airstrike on top of it all, trying to scare off there to ensure this tier 1 to fall in the hands of RGMY.
Good insurance, gets the River Crab as well. Now RSGMY, they are the ones controlling the tempo. They are ahead of ONIC PH, but it doesn't mean that ONIC PH can't bounce back here, right? The next point of contention is going to be by this turtle side. They don't necessarily have to commit members to actually clean up the bottom tier 1 because it's still very dangerous for nets to show up in these fights.
A lot of hybrid item plays here, but hold that thought of now. Divine Judgment comes in. Repo going to be forced to split. The Final Slash pulls it out of position, but he is going to be able to get out. The rest of RGMY, they are going to pick him apart as well. The Feather Airstrike on top of it all to zone them back. So that's going to be ONIC PH losing Dur just like that.
A little unfortunate because Dur wanted to go for even more. He still had that flicker, but unfortunately just not the case here. Rippo luckily managing to flicker out just in time. Now Nets is going to be able to secure this bottom tier 1. However, because RSG has the tempo, you can see that all their members, we don't even need this turtle. Let's just go straight for the structure.
Yeah, they should, because top side tier 2s are exposed. Leo's already chipping away. Dur is going to be there. Nothing can actually do too much about this Brody, so that's going to be a lot of map control in favor of RGMY, especially on the top lane. This third total was pretty much guaranteed, and RSG, they're not even going to go for it here. They are going to try and force a play. Kikado gets caught out from Nate from the side. Tyrant Rage comes in. Feather Airstrike does chip him at the sides. Unfortunately, no follow-up coming from RGMY. The Divine Judgment will punish him instead, and that's going to be RGMY losing Nate, not even taking the tier 1 down mid here. Almost takes it down.
Hey, yo, where was the comms there? Why is Izanami still looking for the frontline members when they've already found that pick on the side? So, whatever. That just happened. Now, ONIC PH, they've got all 5 of their members in the 4v4 by turtle side.
Oh, Repo, he's going to get completely pinned now, but the split comes in. Nope, he's not going to be able to do it. Lolios tries to go in for the flank. He is in a little bit of awkward position, but he does get out to safety. Total will be secured at the expense of losing Repo.
What just happened there? Lolios flickering forward to try to close the distance onto Nets. Nets just walking back into the tri-brush thinking, what in the world is going on? Didn't even have to blow his flicker as well. So now RSG getting a little sloppy on the execution here, but at the end of the day, they are the ones that are ahead. 1.7k gold lead with finally a turtle falling into the hands of ONIC PH.
Yeah, very, very interesting as well, considering that they are playing a little bit of a ambush here. They are setting things up. Repo going to be face checking here. Does scout out the rotation of ONIC PH. The rest of the team are here, but Repo is trying to bait out rotations here. But now Shizui, they try to force the heavy spin. Nope, does not even commit to it as well. But they do chip him out down low. Repo finally pops the split, flickers away. But Zide picks off the back lines. Nets gets killed off, and RSGMY, they get a very, very nice pick from the sides as well. Zide now looking for more. Is he going to get more? No. Seems like they are going to try to zone them out, but ONIC PH has to disengage from this.
Yep, I mean, Zide is 2 levels ahead of the Akai right now, since Sui at level 11. And again, some good decisions being made for the side of RSGMY. They recognize that they don't need the turtle, so this allowed Zide a lot more free time to actually clear out his own jungle and then start thinking about how to punish their opponents.
Yeah, this is something that I think it is going to be very, very difficult to actually play around, considering that ONIC PH, their own main damage dealer is pretty much coming from Nets. And Chovy it hasn't been in a position where he can actually threaten anyone from RGMY. If you think about it, they're just so beefy, they're just so tanky, and it's extremely hard to actually peel them apart. And they don't really have a play where they can actually go in for the backline like how they played in Game 1 right now.
Right now, the only person who can do something like that is Dur. He's going to have to flicker Final Slash to cancel, to try and cancel at the very least the Feathered Airstrike, right? That's all he can really do realistically. But it's still tough. It's still tough. It is a 4.1k lead, now to 4k lead for the side of RSG MY, and they're immediately getting on the top of the turtle.
Yeah, Repo already going for the split spins. Pulls off Shinzue. He's gonna try and isolate here, prevent him from the Lord now. Better Airstrike already comes in. The respawning PH collapse onto his RSG MY right in the hands of the Leos, and they'll pick him apart. And now the Leos is out of position. He gets kicked out and Jovi at the expense of his own life. But the rest of ONIC PH are slowly getting zoned out by RSG MY, but they do get to disengage. But at the same time, they've lost Zayed.
Yeah, they did lose Zayed here, but the rest of the members should be able to hold out, right? Sensui and Dur, they're good at peeling, but Nets is extremely immobile and he doesn't have Flicker. And at the end of the day, he's more worried about Izanami having the Feathered Airstrike, and as well as the fact that Rippo still has Split Split.
Yeah, true. Sensui still has the retreat, like you said as well. Because now Feathered Airstrike comes in, connects a big one on Nets, but Nets, without coming in, he tries to burst down Repo, but it is going to be low enough for him to finish him off. That's going to be killing spree up for Nets. And now Zayed finally back in position to try and contest for the Lord once again. It is going to be the dance around again, and ONIC PH is slowly catching up back the lead that they lost, but Nets is going to be in a position once again. He does not have his ult yet. For RSGMY, they're all clumped in. Here comes the Divine Judgment coming from him, and they will be bursted down just like that. Feathered comes in. KK needs to back off. Shinzui secures the turtle. If they are going to commit, nope, they do not.
They back away here. They trade Kekadut for Ney this time round, and RSGMY, all of the advantages and gold monetary advantage that they've achieved in the earlier stages of the game, all down the drain as ONIC PH is able to equalize, which is great for them, right? And they also have the Lord, so technically they are going to be the ones taking the initiative, and more importantly, they finally get ahead in this game.
Yeah, this is something that they have been looking for a long, long time, right? But so far, Nets has been playing really, really well, and I like how that he's been positioning himself in a situation where he's getting a lot of kills just because of the fact that RGMY is forced to actually commit to him.
I think that right now what Nets has over Loliel's is just triggered discipline, right? Like Loliel's, if he doesn't get that kill, and even though the person is 1% HP, and he could just go for an auto attack, he flickers for it.
Yep, true. Repo now getting chunked up pretty hard. Splits out of the way. The Feathered comes in. He connects on Chovy, and that's going to be huge for RSGMY. The heavy spin is going to disrupt the back lines, but they do pick him up bit by bit. And RSGMY finally finds that opening that they been looking for.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty funny that it was pretty funny that Rippo decided to start latching on to Chovy there. Sensui's heavy spin technically is damaging Chovy at the same time. Small interactions. It's not like it was a big deal, but it's fun to see.
Yep. But at the same time here, with these 2 kills, are they going to be able to transverse into anything? Because now tier 2 is going to be an attack coming from RSGMY. ONIC PH cannot defend this. Feathered actually be committed just to secure this tier 2.
Yep, this is how you siege down these turrets. That's why we see in the previous metas of just Beatrix and Brody, they basically do the same thing. Crack structures early, farm the entire shield as much as you can. Make sure you have an artillery mage so nobody walks up, and you've gotten the perfect recipe for a siege composition.
Yep, ONIC PH playing very, very safe here, which is interesting if you think about it. Considering that they are playing this discipline, it feels like they're just afraid of Izanami. But at the same time, I feel like Sai can actually threaten them.
Sai definitely can, right? And I think, you know, ONIC PH realized that a lot of the gold developed on their side is invested into Nets. He's 6-1-1 currently, right? They need Dur to kind of catch up and get tankier so that he can try to walk up instead of having to commit a flicker to get on top of Izanami. Kekadut, on the other hand, pretty much the exact same problem, right? He is finding these picks, but he's purposely targeting the front line because without the front line, RSGMY will be wide and exposed.
Yeah, and in this case, it feels like when it comes to exposing themselves, I feel like RGMY, they just don't need to do that. Like, if all they gotta do is just play poke and peel, and they're all good. As long as KK makes a mistake, they can kind of capitalize on just punishing them. Think about it.
I mean, we'll see, because macro sense wise, RSG, they hit their next item power spike. This neutral. Oh, look at the fat flank coming out. Did they spot out the flank?
No way. No way. I think they do. They are gonna force the fight. Hey! Now they go in for the catch. They completely collapse. A big out coming from Nets. Chunks them away. And that's Phil bursts down O'Leals once again. A second out from Nets and RSGMY. They make the blunder. Quick reactions coming from ONIC PH. And that's gonna be a double kill for Nats. And the immediate collapse comes in. Oh my goodness. Looks good for RSGMY. But ONIC PH just one step faster.
I'm going to make a call here. I don't do this very often, but I would like to see the replay of Kufra, Nay, somehow not hitting 3 people there with his ult. I am not sure what exactly happened. The fact that only one person was stunned for that long is kind of suspicious, but, you know, maybe there's something I missed because it was in that zoomed out view.
Well, true. They did actually back out really quickly as well from ONIC PH. They were able to just completely disengage. But yeah, like you said as well, yeah, they just backed out like that.
Yeah, they just walked out of it, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that AoE should have hit all 3 people there.
True.
What happened?
I don't know, man. It might be an interaction coming from Kufra.
No, it can't be.
It looks so good, right, from that angle.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Why is it like this? Why does the video game be like this right now?
Well, sometimes such is life, man. Such is life.
Honestly, I feel a little cheated. You have to admit that did look rather suspicious.
Yeah, I agree.
What the heck happened? Man, there's got to be an interaction that I'm missing out here somewhere, right? I don't see any purifies as well. Like, what?
True.
Was the angle awkward? Was it wrong? Did he not collide with the wall because the wall is kind of shaped funky?
Well, we gotta analyze it in slow-mo when we actually back out. But for now, the fight does continue because ONIC PH is one step closer to actually advancing forward, because now with the Lord coming in, the inhibitor will fall, and now RSGMY, they lose name from the get-go, and they might actually lose even more. ONIC PH now just completely dissecting them. Leos tries his best to go to honor power memories, but the Lord still chipping away at the crystal. Is down by 70% health, but ONIC PH, they don't want to continue this fight. They are going to try and get a little bit more, but it seems like they won't be able to do so.
Yep, I mean, they pushed their advantage all the way to getting a 3.8k goal lead. So what a swing in terms of the economy. But keep in mind, Izanami's still a huge problem, chunking out Nets for 50% of his HP.
Yep, and now the top inhibitor will be exposed as well. Feather Network has been used to defend the middle lane, and RSGMI, they would rather play a side to side, but ONIC PH says, I don't care, I'm gonna go for the crystal. No minions, it's gonna be risky. Knee, he's gonna try and go for the catch, instantly gets countered off by his wall. Here comes the outcoming from Ness trying to zone them out, but they will gladly sacrifice Dur to back out to safety.
I'm surprised that Dur even decided to go back into that fight, right? I know that he had Flicker and he could have tried and outplayed it, but at the end of the day, he still needs that final slash to make it all kind of wrapped up nicely. So RSG making this an even game, 12-12 right now, and Kakadu finally getting the fleeting time after all this, after everything that has happened.
Well, it's been a long day. It has been a long time, but considering the state of the game, this is the perfect time for him to actually go for a fleeting time, just because of how RSGMI can't seem to just completely go for the one-shot. It is a very, very drawn-out fight time and time again, and ONIC PH is just so good at actually prolonging this fight, which is crazy.
I would say that ONIC, I would reverse it. I would say that ONIC PH is much better at kind of just slowing down the pace of the game, right? I think they have a very good sense of tempo, but they have a significant advantage here for this lore take, right? The side lanes are kind of constantly pushing into RSGMY, and based off of game number 1, they have strong fundamentals, so they're going to start messing with RSGMY. They're going to do this really, really slow until the waves start to pile up.
Yeah, but speaking of piling up here, Lord being beat up for Chenzui, he's waiting for the minions to shove the bottom lane, and RSGMY, they can't really do too much unless ONIC PH shows themselves, which they just did. So they have a rough idea where ONIC PH is, and RG, they can't really do too much about this fight, but Reapo, he forced the split, and this is actually huge for ONIC PH now, as they can actually commit towards a fight, but they're just not, they don't need to nade now. With the Tyrant's Rage, he does connect on Dur instead. And now from the back lines, Kekudu tries to hunt into Izanami. Izanami gets out, Zai bursts down Chovy. And now here comes the Divine Judgment coming from Kekudu. Nade will be bursted down, but he does have the immortality. He's gonna get out. Meanwhile, Lilius, he won't get pinned to the wall. He gets bursted down, and that still survives and kills them all. And now he comes down towards a 2v2. Zai still has the damage challenges as well. He's got the damage. He's going for the punch, but look at this. The disengage comes in, but Repo will gladly focus onto a Derb, and now the flicker comes in. They're buying more time, but it will eventually fall. But the minions. Boy.
It's fine. It will clear up here, but somebody needs to go back. Either most likely Rippo in this particular case, because it's building up fast. Like, it pulled all 3 of those waves. Like, somebody's got to be careful of this back door. It's piling up.
Yeah, it is indeed. But now with the Lord going to be exposed as well, Repo is going to try and zone things out, but it's going to be tough because Shenzui is in a position. It is going to be a 50-50 coin flip unless he has his heavy spin, but the minions comes in. Oh, they do have a little bit more, but they're not going to reset this. No, this is going to be tough. ONIC PH, they've got 3 members now. Here comes the split. Zayed still not in position. They don't have the combos going for the retribution. They have to back up, and ONIC PH looks for the zone, but the rest of RSGMY, they show up right in the nick of time. They are going to fall for the fight, but Shizue tries to steal the Lord, and he actually seals it away. And here he comes, Nets. He's looking for the backdoor play. He's got the damage. Repo is here. Can they go in for the stun? Yes, they can. The rest of RSG is finally here. They take them out. They keep things alive. They get 4 for nothing. And now Lolios manning up the fight against her. He's got the immortality, and Lolios wins this fight. They get the wipeout despite losing the Lord.
Oh, they still have a minion there. Ney can tank it. Ney can absolutely tank it, and Rippo is able to delay the Lord. That's GG as we're going to be equalizing it here. Who's coming back, though? Kekudu is going to come back first. If he can buy 6 seconds for Chovy.
Lolios.
Just clear the wave. Oh my God.
Oh no, Lolios, he died this. He gets pulled back, and he's going to die. They don't even get the crystal. And ONIC PH, they somehow hold on. RSG, they thought they got this in the bag, but with the Lord still shoved on the top side, Repo is just struggling to defend against this.
Oh my goodness. They will clear it. This is going to be a full reset, but ONIC PH fans rejoicing here that Chovy was able to pull it back in time, and Kekudu just had just enough damage because the minions were already low. All things lined up perfectly.
Oh my goodness. You hate to see it for RSGMY because now it's back to reset for him. They've got to do it all over again. And it's going to be tough. Like you said as well, the minion's going to be shoved in. 88 seconds for the Lord Pit. And ONIC PH now full off as they still have the enhanced minion. They're looking for the play.
Oh no!
He missed the jump. He is going to get pulled back. Is he going to survive? Absolutely not. Now Heavy Spin going to be pinning on Zayed as well. They commit to this and they lose everything. 3v5 and ONIC PH. They will continue the extension here. They've got those immortalities, and RSGMY, they've got to do it without Ney and Zayed in this next 40 seconds.
Yep, and Natsy's just slowly picking away at this mid inhibitor, the final one. Unfortunately for RSGMY, they've got about 33 seconds of defense to somehow pull it back.
This is tough. They're slowly chipping it away. ONIC PH playing very, very safe here. Nets taking advantage of those long-range knives. This inhibitor will guarantee fall unless they throw bodies. Divine Judgment comes in. They pull in towards Repo. Immortality comes in, but the final slash forces Lolios has to back out. Repo forced to go for a Winter Trunking swap. Doesn't even matter. They've got the damage. It is over. It is GG. Well played as ONIC PH will clean house and take the series 2-0 against RSGMY.
A 2-0 victory for ONIC PH. GG, well played, and congratulations as they make it another day